Danger Dolan. From clubs exclusive to rich tycoons and the social elite to interesting islands off limits from tourists to prevent contamination, we count 15 places you would really like to visit once, but you have almost no chance to do so.
Number 15.
Svalbard Global Seed Vault. This one was built out of fear that all those sci-fi scenarios about the end of the world might actually come true. This vault, built on a secluded island in the North Sea, is home to over 250 million crop seeds shipped from gene banks worldwide, with an estimated cost exceeding $9 million. You can't enter the vault, nobody can, but researchers, plant breeders and other groups can request seeds from the depositing gene banks. If you were to enter it, you would see the biggest hope for agriculture in the event of a polar ice cap melt or similar earthly disaster.
Number 14.
Mesogori, a closed military town at the foot of Mount Yamato, believed by the United States to be a large secret nuclear facility owned by the Russians. When questioned, the Russians give inconsistent answers like, it's a mining site, no, it's a treasury, no, a food storage area, and then they finally said, yep, it's a nuclear bunker in the event of an apocalyptic war. It's believed to house nuclear weapons, and as much as we want to visit it to inspect, we aren't allowed. Russian newspapers claim it to be part of the Dead Hand Initiative to automatically launch nukes if a bunch of them are about to strike their country.
Number 13.
Woomera Prohibited Area, an Australian military testing range covering almost 124,000 square kilometers, and although the area is restricted, the nearby town of Woomera is open to the public. You'll want to go there for one reason, but also want to stay away for another. It's highly prospective. There are significant quantities of mineable gold, iron ore, opals and uranium that the general populace can't reach. But due to the amount of unlaunched war material lying around, it's basically a minefield. So if you could get around the military presence to mine, chances are you're going to get your face blown off. And that's not a great way to spend your weekend.
Number 12.
Jiangsu National Security Education Museum. This is basically the real-life James Bond exhibit, top secret documents and gadgets from the history of Chinese espionage. It includes things like guns disguised as lipstick, hollowed-out coins to conceal documents, and maps hidden in a deck of cards. The only people allowed to enter this museum are Chinese nationals, entirely because they don't trust foreigners with their sensitive spy information, which is fair enough.
Number 11.
Club 33, a private club located in Disneyland that costs $40,000 for membership and $10,000 in yearly costs. The reason it costs so much? It's like a secret backdoor Disneyland but with a liquor license and 14 years waiting list. Props from Disney films everywhere, celebrities, animatronics, and complimentary valet parking. You enter the club by buzzing the intercom concealed in a hidden panel in the doorway. Then you take the antique-style glass lift to any of 2 giant dining rooms. This is a great place if you're an ultra-rich tycoon.
Number 10.
Aldwych Tube Station, a subway station active during World War II, also used as an air raid shelter and hiding place for National Gallery artworks. In 1994, the train stopped running and now the entire station is unused, a monument to early 1900s society with vintage tracks, an old lobby and ancient elevators. On occasion, it is open for tours, but 99% of the time, people just break in to take photos.
Number 9.
Fort Knox, the location of a fortified vault building, the United States Bullion Depository located in Kentucky, used to store large portions of gold and precious items. Today, it holds 4,500 metric tons of pure gold, built inside granite walls, protected by a blast-proof door weighing 22 tons and 21 inches thick, 30,000 soldiers patrolling with tanks, personal carriers, attack helicopters, and artillery. In order to enter, you need a 10-part secret code held by 10 different people, all in different locations. There's a reason we have the saying, as impenetrable as Fort Knox.
Number 8.
White Gentlemen's Club. Established in 1693, this is a club exclusive for British men with notable members Prince Charles, Prince William, the Duke of Cambridge and the British Prime Minister. For hundreds of years, a famous betting book has seen notable figures gambling on not just sport, but political developments, even during the French Revolution and Napoleonic Wars. Women who approach the club are always denied membership, including the model for the central character in the BBC television series and one of the best chefs during the early 1900s, Rosa Lewis.
Number 7.
The Queen's Bedroom. You'll find this in Buckingham Palace, the British Queen's official London residence, first established in 1705. Even though the place is heavily guarded, one man managed to break in and hide in the Queen's bedroom in 1982. To date, he's one of the only men to see the interior without an official royal family invitation or building permit. And if you're just some random schmo like me, then there's little chance we're gonna see it in this lifetime.
Number 6.
Lascaux Caves, located in France, one of the most important archaeological finds, that of cave paintings and perfectly preserved footprints from human beings that lived tens of thousands of years ago. Due to the fear of fungal infection from human presence, these caves have been closed to the public for some time, and on rare occasions only a small group of people escorted over elevated ramps can visit for a few minutes at any given time. You can learn more about this in the documentary Cave of Forgotten Dreams, one of the few pieces of photography allowed in the Cave network.
Number 5.
Area 51, and yes, I'm sure a lot of you are relatively close by this Nevada military site 83 miles north of Las Vegas. Officially, it's a US-owned military airfield whose primary purpose is to test experimental aircraft and weapon systems. Unofficially, we know it as a super secret alien landing strip filled with the dead corpses of 100,000 deceased Martians that all landed on a certain day in 1947.
Number 4.
Surtsey, an Icelandic island that only came into existence about 50 years ago, following volcanic eruptions in the area. Despite its young age, the island already plays host to over 90 species of bird, with new plant species evolving at a rate of 2 to 5 per year. Humans carefully monitor the island's progress from a small hut, ensuring no outside seeds or unwanted visitors turn up to hurt the naturally evolving ecosystem. They even have to dig up some potatoes a bunch of kids planted for a laugh.
Number 3.
Air Force One, the official plane of the President of the United States, first designed during 1953 with many replacements ever since. It comes with an electromagnetic pulse shield that can fly through highly irradiated zones from nuclear fallout. It can deploy missiles, jam radars, and it doesn't even need to land to refuel. During the events of 9/11, then President George Bush was flown around in Air Force One and even detected threats from other passing airliners, which later turned out to be miscommunication.
Number 2.
Poveglia, a small island near Venice that many claim to have had such an intense violent history that it's now haunted. It was once a dumping ground for the sick, dying, and deceased, and when the bubonic plague arrived in 1348, it became a quarantine zone with Venice exiling many ill people there. It was immolated when the Black Death swept through. A hospital for the mentally ill was established and then shut down, and currently the island is now closed to both locals and tourists.
Number 1.
Room 39, a rumored secret government organization in North Korea dedicated to maintaining the foreign currency slush funds of Kim Jong. Fancy talk for money laundering. Although its activities are seen as illegal, it holds as much as $5 billion in funds and not technically supported on an official level, even though it is critical to Kim Jong's seat of power. Today, it fetches over $1 billion each year through criminal activity. And no, they won't let you inspect their papers or affiliated locations, so don't try and plan a vacation there. That's it for this countdown, and have a good one!